Good morning or good night if you are in a different part of the world. Happy Saturday. Thank you for tuning in. Let's give it a second, just as usual. Today we are talking about liver health, why it is important for somebody that has endometriosis, and how you can support your liver. Awesome. For the next 15 to tops, welcome. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, I will close the comments because I'll be using slides so that you get to see the information and it can save it for future reference. Then I will open the comments and you can ask any question that you have. Well, let's start. If you can see me and hear me, give me some hearts. Awesome. Welcome to this session on liver health and endometriosis. My name is Anastasia Hackler. I am an endometriosis warrior survivor and thriver. I'm also a board certified health coach and a creator of a 90-day endo hack plan program that has been helping dozens of women relieve symptoms like pain, bloat, constipation, and other endometriosis related symptoms to make the quality of life better. These are some of my backgrounds, some of my education points. I'm not going to go over those. Let's start with the topic at hand. So liver health. First of all, this video is for informational purposes only, and it is not intended to treat, cure, or diagnose anything. Always consult with your doctor if you want to try something new. Liver is extremely important. When we think about liver, we are thinking about it as being a filter, right? Welcome. Let me close the comments. So filter, and this is true. Everything that we breathe in, everything that we eat and drink, put on our skin goes right to the liver. Liver is like this customs post that makes a decision of where everything goes. What needs to get stored, like vitamins or fat. What needs to get transformed, like hormones. What needs to be broken down, and what needs to get out of our body and get excreted. But filter is just one of the functions of the liver. Our liver is also responsible for hormonal balance. It is the liver that regulates the balance of our sex hormones, of our thyroid hormones, and also of cortisol and other adrenal hormones. Liver is the place where cholesterol converts into hormones. Last week we talked about hormonal balance. You can watch a replay to learn more on that. Liver is the organ that creates or releases an inflammation marker called C-reactive protein. And it is responsible for producing an antioxidant, a very important antioxidant called glutathione. We only have two antioxidants that our body produces itself. One of them is glutathione, the other one is alpha lipoic acid. It is very important to reduce the oxidative stress, which is one of the causes of endometriosis. So we need to make sure that our liver functions and works correctly, because if it does not, we get things like inflammation, toxicity, hormonal and emotional imbalance, fatigue, electrolyte deficiency, accumulating of fluid in the abdomen, sounds like endobelly, right? And also bleeding. And if our liver starts functioning for just one day, we will not survive. The danger when it comes to the liver health is that our liver is an organ that does not have any pain. It does not have any nerve endings. So you will never actually feel the liver hurt. That's why issues can go unnoticed for a long time. And we can destroy 60% of our liver cells in just 3 or 4 days if we're not careful. So let's look at the major symptom of liver problem. The symptom showing that your liver may not be well is, first of all, water retention. Why it happens? If your liver is not working correctly, or if it is overloaded and it is overworking and it cannot get to all of the things at that customs post, it assumes that everything is toxic, and it prompts your body to retain fluid so that it can increase the water and dilute the concentration of the toxic elements that it's not working on right now. So if you have water weight, if you have swollen ankles and legs, if you have abdominal swelling, your liver may need your help. And other symptoms include nausea and vomiting, itchy skin, and chronic fatigue. And those symptoms are so familiar to us chronic endometriosis warriors, right? So what is something that we need to pay attention to? Things that are bad for the liver, that basically destroy our liver. Well, first of all, is something that the doctors prescribe us, right? Acetaminophen, Tylenol. For pain, doctors want us to get rid of the pain. Those medications are not anti-inflammatory, so they do not help with inflammation, just pain, and only in the beginning, but they are trashing our liver big time. Birth control can actually lead to complications with the liver, such as increasing of gallstones, liver blockage, and also cancer. Fake estrogens and heavy metals that we have in our environment, they are confusing to our liver. They make it overwork and they cause more water retention. Some antidepressant medications can cause liver damage. Anesthesia, it's not just the anesthesia itself when we go through the surgery, but the stress of that surgery can cause liver damage in, many days and months after your surgery. Another thing that nobody talks about is parasitic infection. There is a special parasite called liver fluke that can live in our body for 25 to 30 years. And it can come from the things like if you accidentally swallow some river water or lake water when you're swimming in it, or if you are friends with a stray cat or a cat that has the liver fluke eggs on it. Those can actually grow. They grow very slowly, but they can block the ducts that are coming to the liver and from the liver. So not a good sight, right? Then there's food that harms our liver. Alcohol is the biggest one, and give me a heart if you use alcohol on your endometriosis journey just for comfort. Guilty as charged. I've used alcohol on my journey. But alcohol actually changes the chemicals that are supposed to break down and remove scar tissue in the liver. And as a result, the scar tissue builds up. It replaces your normal healthy liver cells, and your liver cannot work properly and it can fail. Another food that is not beneficial for the liver is high amount of caffeine. And I'm talking about a lot of coffee and a lot of energy drinks. I know some of my clients were drinking a lot of energy drinks just to keep that energy going. High fructose corn syrup or too much refined sugar causes fatty buildup in the liver. And we see a lot of recommendations that, okay, well, we cannot do sugar, let's do artificial sweeteners. Well, artificial colors and sweeteners, especially aspartame, sucralose, and in some studies, processed stevia, they can also cause liver damage. Later on in this video, I will show you and tell you about some safe sweeteners that you can use to help your liver. Fatty foods, margarine, deep fried foods, and hydrogenated oils contain trans fats and all kinds of saturated fats, not for the liver either. And MSG. MSG has been used in so many different foods. It's a monosodium glutamate. It's a flavor enhancer. The danger with MSG is that it basically affects your liver on a cellular level. It destroys your liver cell by cell. And the food manufacturers are very smart right now. And instead of marking and labeling MSG as MSG, you see things like hydrolyzed vegetable protein, textured vegetable protein, soy extract, yeast extract. And the horrible thing is that those are used in a lot of vegan and vegetarian dishes that a lot of endometriosis warriors are resorting to on an endometriosis friendly diet. So watch out for those. One more thing that is not very good for the liver that I wanted to touch upon here just a little bit is our liver is a filter and it filters everything toxic, right? And it doesn't matter whether it's something like a toxin or if it's an emotion. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the emotions of anger, depression, resentment, irritability, and bitterness affect our liver as well. Next week, I'm going to do a live on mental aspect and mental health, so we can talk more about that. The good news is your liver is the only organ that can actually regenerate itself, and if you treat it right, it can get back to its health status in just 30 days. So here I wanted to give you some of the healthy swaps that I use personally and that I recommend to my clients. To reduce the caffeine intake or to totally eliminate it, you can switch to dandelion tea or a brewed cacao. Those have antioxidants, they are beneficial to the liver and don't contain any caffeine. And if you're thinking that you can switch to a decaf coffee to avoid caffeine, please don't. If you think about it, to strip coffee of a caffeine, a myriad of different chemicals is used. So you're basically drinking even more poisonous drink that is killing your liver. When it comes to sweeteners, the safe alternatives are honey. Honey can actually prevent liver damage if there is any blockages in the ducts. Monk fruit is actually used to treat the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. My husband's been using monk fruit for so long, he didn't even realize it was not real sugar, because it looks like sugar and it tastes like sugar, but it actually is not. Maple syrup is another sweetener. Maple syrup is actually working on reducing the production of ammonia in our body. And when we get a lot of ammonia, that harms our liver big time. So maple syrup helps us with that. My favorite sweetener is date syrup. It contains twice the magnesium, calcium, and potassium of honey and 10 times the antioxidants. So it's a good antioxidant. And it is the only sweetener that has a good ratio of glucose and fructose. And another sweetener is jaggery. I don't know if you've heard about that, but it comes from cane sugar, but it is more nutritious than sugar. It helps protect your liver, and it also helps prevent anemia. And I know anemia is another word for endometriosis warriors that we deal with. When it comes to medications for pain, this is what I use. Please consult with your doctor if you're taking any medications, if you can implement this. But I use raspberry leaf tea and amino acid called DLPA and an acupressure mat. Acupressure mat is my favorite tool. It is like an external pain reliever. It is healthier than a heating pad, and you can use it on so many different body parts when they hurt, not just when you have pain in your tummy. When it comes to artificial colors, there are so many different natural colors in foods that you can use. So the deeper the color in the food, the better it is for your liver. Beets are the most favorite food for your liver. Actually, today I'm going to make a beet soup, and I will post in my stories the recipe and how I make it. Berries like blackberries, blueberries with deep color, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cabbage, bitter foods like mustard greens, endive, rainbow chard, spinach and stuff like that, and of course citrus. Margarine and all the unhealthy fats can be swapped to coconut oil that reduces inflammation in the liver, and also ghee. Ghee helps reduce the load of bad cholesterol in the liver. If you like deep fried foods, switch to air fried, and MSG can be switched to herbs and spices and dried mushrooms for that umami flavor. It is so important to learn how to cook at home or find good resources that can provide good ingredients so that you know what is coming into your body, right? So next is hydration. Hydration is also important because if your liver is working on transforming and excreting stuff that is not good for us, we need to make sure that that stuff gets out. So drinking enough water for your weight, for your age is very important. I use this water balance app. I don't have to calculate anything. It shows me everything I need to know, and it's very beneficial. The teas that you can use to detoxify your liver while you're sleeping are mentioned here: mint tea, lemon tea, chamomile tea, and stuff like that. Paying attention to your environment and living a non-toxic lifestyle is also important. There is a non-toxic living workshop that once in a while I open a free access to, where you can learn and actually build your plan of action. At the end of this video, I'll tell you when the next free session will start. Sweating is great for the liver. If you have an opportunity to go to an infrared sauna or steam room or just any kind of sauna, sweating is good for the liver. And rebounding technique. Rebounding is basically jumping on a trampoline or jumping in place, dancing like nobody's watching. And if it hurts to jump and do all of that, you can do an exercise that I use in my 90-day program called a June bug. You basically lay flat on your back. You can do it while you are in bed. You raise your head, you raise your hands up, you raise your legs up, and kind of vigorously shake and vibrate your extremities for a couple of minutes. It is good for your liver, it's good for your lymphatic system, and it helps wake you up as well. So liver is one of the most important organs for us endometriosis warriors because it is the organ that controls our hormonal balance, and we don't need the estrogen dominance, right? One of the causes for endometriosis. It controls inflammation, oxidative stress, and also helps our body detoxify properly. So don't wait for your annual liver cleanse. Do and help your liver every day. You can implement tips that I used and shared with you today. I'm going to open the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And while you are commenting, welcome everybody. While you are commenting or writing your questions, some reminders. So next week we are talking about mental health, mental aspect of this disease, different emotions that come with it and what to do about it. The non-toxic workshop, the practical workshop, is going to be open on March 15th. It will be free, so if you want to join, let me know and I will include you in the list. And the 90-day Endo Hack Plan, the next group starts on May 15th. In my link in bio, you can already register because spots are always limited because everybody gets personal, individual approach. And I don't see any questions. If you come up with questions later on, you can always send me a message. My DM is always open, or you can comment below this video when I post the replay. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Saturday. Have a great weekend, and I hope that this daylight savings time will go easy on you. Thank you. Bye-bye.